show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza, sliceonbroadway.com. And listeners like you, support this show at patreon.com/awesomecast.
Sidekick Media Services. We are your sidekick in business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said.
It's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, PA. Bundled in, keeping warm. It's snowing, guys. What is this stuff? I was in the desert 2 weeks ago. What is happening right now? It was snowing there too. No. Anyways, we are here in the studio, nestled in, and also nestled in the dog. Oh, the dog is just like laid out right now. Wicked, how you doing? Wicked, what are you? Wicked is just like dead on the couch right now. Yes, we have a pup cam if you're with us on video or live or anything like that. But we have the whole crew with us as well on the line. First of all, coming at us from Dormont, PA. He's the gadget guru of Big Bank International Esquire. He is John Chichilla. The Chilla's with us, sir.
How's it going?
Hi.
I was just wondering if you like look at, is there more than one Dormont? Because like our mailing address is Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, I know. Listen, there was a pro wrestler that hailed from Dormont, PA that I found like a month ago on television. I was like, what? Wait, who? Why didn't you just say Pittsburgh? Okay.
So if there, I guess there is only one. I just Googled Dormont, PA, and it pretty much gave me the
one
Dormont that I live in.
Listen, man, I hailed from I went to school in Greenville and at Jamestown, and there's one in every state, dude. Also Newcastle. Speaking of Newcastle, the Dudders is with us as well.
Hello, friends.
Katie, I must have seen 5 of them on my travels.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Yes.
And speaking of Dormont, I was listening to Crime and Sports podcasts, and they had Kurt Angle, and they were talking about him being from Dormont.
Yes.
And from Lebanon, PA, because it wasn't Mount Lebanon, it was Lebanon, PA, and they horribly mispronounced Clarion as Clarion, and it was great. I just enjoyed that part of it a lot.
Wonderfully hack jobbing our locals over here.
Yeah.
Was the Lebanon, was that like out by like Hershey Park, or were they actually trying to say Mount Lebanon?
He went to Mount Lebanon High School, so I think he was.
Oh, okay. So they messed that up completely.
Yeah, and I think one of
Lebanon, PA.
Well, this is a crime podcast. This is about his brother that did something with his wife, which I think was living in Dormont at the time.
Yeah, they were in Dormont.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of that and more on that. Yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it.
We were once we were doing a shoot on one of the back streets over here for the old Hell on Hills 5K, and somebody came out of their house and was like, "Oh yeah, them Angle boys used to get in fights right down the street here." I talked to him for like a half an hour about it. So, of course, right? Should have had him come on the podcast. Anyways. Not this one, the other one that we do later. Also, back with us on the show from McKee's Rocks, PA, over there, up in the rocks.
And there's only one of those two.
Thank God.
Yeah, amen.
Amen. Yeah. Oh, man. Most I know about the McKee's Rocks are from the couple of times I visited the strip joint and everything you jag off tells me, and you.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much all you know. Mancini's, you can't forget Mancini's.
Mancini's, of course, Mancini's.
The bread is amazing. It's just right down the street from my house. But
you're also a tech head at Big Bank International Esquire, sir.
Yes, I am, and I just celebrated 25 years with that place.
I saw.
Yeah.
It was like you got like a plaque or something. I think I saw, right?
Yeah, a little plaque. Yeah, thanking me for my 25 years of service.
God, you two, like, so both of you have been long haulers with your employer. which is
Yeah.
so. I remember having to explain to my grandfather, who worked his entire career with Duquesne Light as a pole climber, and I'm just like, Grandpap, this doesn't happen anymore. And you guys are definitely the rarity there, and congratulations for finding that in this day and age, for sure. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't hit the
and-
quarter century mark yet, but
No.
Yeah, but you're working on it.
I'm working on it. I'm there. I'm getting there,
Yeah.
depending on how you count.
What's it
And
like
it's
having?
crazy too, because before the my current employer,
Mhm.
the longest I'd been in one place was probably a year and a half.
I think 7 was my max, and it's really one employer. So, but what's it like to have regular employment, guys? What is this world that you live in? Because Katie and I would like to know.
Yeah, what's it like having grown-up jobs? that
Yeah.
pay- have actual vacation time and give you days off.
Benefits? What are those?
Benefits are good, but I don't know about the days off. Those are, for me, those are hit and miss.
Yeah. Anyways, enough about that, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It is the Awesome Cast. You can check out everything at awesomecast.com. You can check out the past episodes, show notes. We have linkable show notes to everything that we talked to. Try to put everything in there that we show on the show, on the video version. If we're talking about, or you see a video and you want to check it out, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you to go over there, click through, and follow along in those stories and catch up. Comment however you'd like to. Of course, email us at awesomecast@sorgatronmedia.com, awesomecast on Twitter, on the Facebook. That's on the Facebook page where we're here live, and on the Facebook group where we have discussions in. Share the stories throughout the week as we come across them, as the news kind of hits our inboxes or whatnot. And you can also join us here, as I mentioned briefly, live here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We are live on our Facebook. We're live via the Twitter Periscope. We are live on our YouTube page, and AwesomeCast, if you need to find that username, on Twitch, on Sorgatron Media over there. And you can join us. Of course, we are definitely have the, and we gotta work out some other stuff to get my chat rooms back on the other guys, but we definitely have the Facebook chat room up to keep an eye on you guys out there. So please drop in and be a part of the show. Thank you to our audio partners, our friends at the405media.com and our friends at postindustrial.com, streaming and sharing the shows respectively, and getting them out to some new audiences. And our friends on the Patreon, still supporting the show at the coffee club level at patreon.com/awesomecast. Our friends Matt Weller, John DeGore, and John Carmen, and our friends at the fan of the show level, Michael Fedor, pjsmuseums.org, who just put out a great video this week. And also our friend on the podcast, Professor Buzzkill, and of course Dave Podnar, ProfPod on the Twitter. Thank you guys so much. You guys support the shows at patreon.com/awesomecast. So let's get into our awesome things of the week, and let's talk about animals. Krause, you were showing Katie and I this before the show, and this is one that's kind of close to home.
Yeah, a good friend of actually mine and John's, Joe. That's all I need to say, and he'll know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
His son is 17 years old, and he's taking wildlife photos. And I had to ask him if he was part ninja, because some of these photos are amazing. His name on Instagram is I_take_wildlife_photos. And I'm telling you, I was very impressed by what this 17-year-old is doing. I know he must have a telephoto lens and stuff on his camera, but they're just, and if you can't get outside like me, I'm trapped in the house 5 days a week, go take a look, because they're tremendous pictures.
It's got some owls, got some birds, some deer. There's a picture. First picture I showed was actually a couple. I'm sorry. I was looking out the corner of my eye. I thought it was 2 deers locking horns, but no, it's just a buck and a younger buck. I don't know. They might be kind of fighting. I don't know.
I don't know how he's
yeah.
getting this close to these pictures, animals, though. It's amazing.
So there's an 8-point buck and a 2-point, and they did start sparring a little bit, and there's a little bit of recount of that as well. Yeah, there's some really good stuff. What are they using for this? Do we know what kind of camera they're using?
I believe he said he had a Canon camera with a 400 telephoto, I think, on it. But they're just incredible photos.
Wow. Yeah, there's some great stuff. A lot of great deer photos in here. And of course, I guess 'tis the season. These are from earlier in November, probably when they're a little less spooked than they probably are now in hunting season in this area. Wow. Yeah, this is a fantastic Instagram. Well, I followed it with my wrestling account because that's what I was logged into. So that'll be that'll be where I'm checking that out apparently. So this is fantastic. I_take_wildlife_photos on Instagram. So the most literal of Instagram names, but
Yeah.
no, this is great. And the name on it, Theo Lodge is on it as well. 17-year-old wildlife photographer. Oh wait, it says right here Canon T3i and a Canon 100 to 400 millimeter V1, and all of them. And he's got a smug bug as well. Oh, okay. Oh no, page not found. That link is broken. But no, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, no problem.
So, Chilla, you were playing with some stuff in advance. I don't know if that's what you got working or not, but you got a little bit of a tech update that you've been working on, right?
Yeah, so and hopefully next week I actually did a run through with it last night to make sure it was working after working all week on revamping the office, and now it's broken. So I'll have to figure out what's wrong, but I know the thing works. So one of the things I was looking at was how do I switch USB cameras?
Mm-hmm.
So what I actually set up was a Logitech C930, the Logitech Brio 4K, a Canon Vixia camcorder plugged into the ATEM Mini, and also in the ATEM Mini, I actually have.
And the ATEM is the Black Magic ATEM.
Is the Black Magic,
Okay.
yeah, that we covered on the show.
Yeah.
I think probably like a couple months
Have
ago.
you heard a pronunciation for that? I call it an ATEM. I don't.
ATEM?
I don't know if
ATEM? I don't know.
I can't remember other professionals calling it ATEM necessarily, or an Ultra Studio or something like that. So
Well, it's all caps, so am I supposed to say ATEM?
no, definitely not. I'm sure it stands for something, but because I got one of the big boys here under the that I switch with here, but anyways, that's not the point. So anyways, you're doing something cool with this.
Yeah. So in the ATEM Mini, I also have like a
you can say it your way. It's okay.
I also have like the Thunderbolt. I'm sorry, HDMI to Lightning adapter for my iPhone that I can also then push through there. But how I would switch cameras between all of those was something I was starting to look at. OBS, which a lot of people use for streaming to Twitch and whatever social media they want to stream to. Recently, as in last April, they did an update in June, has a virtual webcam driver for both Mac and Windows that allows you to use OBS as your USB switcher, which is super nice because OBS is free and so is the plugin. Not too hard to set up, install OBS. The one thing I will tell you is if you own a Logitech Brio 4K camera, make sure the firmware is updated, because that's one of the things that took me an hour and a half to figure out why the camera would freeze, and it was because there was an issue with the firmware, and I actually had to update it. It would freeze on FFmpeg export. But I was super happy with the ability to switch between numerous USB cameras, and then also switch on the Mini. So it was super cool, super easy to use. Unfortunately, for some reason today, it's giving me a bunch of squiggly lines.
Yeah.
It's like the vertical sync is all off. So I'm wondering if it's because I had the Black Magic off before and turned it on after I launched Chrome. But I know I did get it working in Google Meet over the holiday weekend. So hopefully next week I'll have it fully fledged, but the plugin totally saved my ability to do this without spending a dime.
And it looks like the plugin is circumventing something that I know I've had to use in the past. When actually I think I used this a little bit when I was coming on the show with you guys when I was remote. You mentioned the Vixia and things like that. Obviously that's going through an ATEM, that's USB, but using something like an ATEM through another device to bring it in, it doesn't necessarily show as a webcam, and things like cam twist can be used if your camera isn't playing ball with OBS, I guess. But I guess this circumvents that, so you don't even need it. And plus, cam twist, I believe, is only a Mac solution.
Cam twist is only a Mac solution.
Okay.
There's, I think, XSplit. There's a couple Windows equivalents of cam twist, but they're mainly aimed at like green screen background replacement.
Yeah.
Almost like but even those are becoming kind of obsolete as Zoom and Meets get that just built into the application.
And basically, cam twist is another kind of free production kind of tool where that helps. There's a lot of applications with it, but I've seen it used a lot in, I need to bring a camera in, it doesn't get seen by, say, an OBS or a vMix or something, so you, well, those are different platforms, but so this will see it, translate it, and you just point the cam twist instead of the device. It does the translation for you, basically. But again, Mac only. This sounds like a plugin that'll do. Now, I don't see, is the plugin on this, is it on the Stream Shark that I'm looking at right now? Or is this a different
So
situation?
the plugin
Here it
is
is.
you have to
see
click
it's a OBS virtual
download here.
Yeah, OBS virtual cam plugin, download here, and then that's the thing. I'm going to throw this on all my computers. I can't.
So be careful because so the first one is the Windows using OBS as a virtual webcam, and there's the download here, and then the second section is Mac OS using OBS as a virtual webcam. This could be downloaded here. They're not the same plugin. I don't know if they're made by the same they may actually be made by the same person.
Okay.
But the download isn't the same.
I love they kept the old cam twist version of this, but they crossed it all out. They crossed it all out. Yeah, they redacted the entire thing, but it's still there in case you want to go through it. And that's what we've done. Like I set up a church where they had this issue, and because for some reason OBS wasn't reading things appropriately, like the audio was garbled and stuff. And it's a method that I've used before, and it was a new Mac Mini from about 6 months ago, and I don't know, it was a weird situation we had to work around. But and also OBS, how I just did camera op for a pay-per-view, an MMA pay-per-view this weekend, and I noticed the guy for that last mile, he's using vMix like we do for the switching and he's using the Blackmagic, big time Blackmagic for the switching, vMix for the graphics like we do, and then and video queuing and things like that. And then the last mile was another computer over here that was running OBS. So like that's, ideally you separate things out if you're doing things professionally, so you don't have as many you have separate fail points. You know what I mean? But for anybody else, I know Matt Carlins, the mainstream Matt that helps us with Wrestling Mayhem show, who has worked in a big studio in news production, has been playing with OBS to kind of create other, like I think he covered like the WWE draft that they did lately. He's done some other stuff where he's producing, bring up graphics and stuff for us when he joins us on the show. It really is a powerful tool if you kind of wrap your. It's not an easy to use thing, like something you would pay for, like a vMix or something, but still, that's kind of a nice tool there. That's awesome. So,
hey John, how's it do in audio?
So that's the one thing I was hoping to give it a shot, because I can set Google Meet to just use my headset audio. I can bring in other audio channels to the scene.
Well, it's because for the church, I do it every Sunday. They've been talking about trying to meet, because since we can't play music on YouTube, they want to move maybe over to using Zoom, and then they could do the whole service because it would be private. You know what I mean? And so, but I need to have the ability to switch audio. You know what I mean? So have input from the computer, then input from the mics, and it's all coming from the board. So maybe that would still work. But I was just curious if it switched audio also.
Yeah, you set up scenes and you can set that up. I know I was reading where other people used. Can't remember. There's audio for Windows. There's it's like virtual audio cable that'll let you take like multiple inputs and outputs and kind of send them out to whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Okay.
But
and then Rogue Amoeba. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Rogue Amoeba.
Rogue Amoeba has. I can't remember what their product's called now, because I was actually looking at picking that up. Rogue Amoeba, who makes things like airfoil.
Yeah.
They have audio hijack and loopback, which can do like recording and audio free or cable free audio routing.
Yeah, they're a pretty big one for that. I don't think you're going to need much. I think you just need to feed out of the board and you'll be okay. But
Okay.
but from the sounds of things, but we're gonna have that discussion elsewhere. So
Yeah.
honestly, any church that wants to do this, like grab a couple cameras, get one of those ATEM Minis if you can. That's a problem is they're hard to get, and then tie in your audio. You're good to go. That easy. If that sounds like that's heady, then hey, we can help you.
It really is that easy.
It is like it's that easy. But it's not, but it is, but it's not, you know? So, Katie, what is your awesome thing?
Cat butts.
Cat butts. Thank you for bringing it around. Hold that up again.
Cat butts.
There it is.
Ooh.
What?
Yes.
What? Yes.
So I was gifted this. I'm not sure who sent it because Amazon did not include a little thing inside to let me know who sent this to me. But
Oh,
someone
really?
sent me I have no idea. It's a mystery cat butt coloring book, which seems appropriate for everything. But yeah, this is the Cat Butt Christmas book, a coloring book, and it has things like Curious Cat Butt, also Crafty Cat Butts, so a variety of holiday triple caxel. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a few visuals here on the Amazon preview as well. Yes, this is available on Amazon. So
Yes. So this is the same. I'm assuming it's the same people that brought us the Butthole coloring book, Squirrel Nuts, Cat Butt Hanukkah, and Animal Poop. So they also do several other very nice coloring books. That I'm real excited about this. I figured out that if I start coloring one a day starting on the 4th, I will have one up every day to Christmas Eve. So I'm excited about that.
well,
And then I might just send these colored pictures randomly to friends.
I think I know what your Instagram is going to be for the next month.
Cat butt coloring book.
Fantastic. I'm glad it's here in the holiday spirit.
Yes. Chocolate butt stash.
Well, mine is a little more again on the gaming, I know, but they just rolled out I think late mid-November. I saw it pop up, but EA Play, as promised, is now part of Microsoft Game Pass. By the way, Black Friday, I did not. This is the first in several years I did not buy any video games on Black Friday. I was really good. What I did do,
I failed that mission.
What I did do was I bought 2 separate cards for 3 months of Ultimate Game Pass for like half off between, because you only get one from each one. I got one from Best Buy and I got one from Walmart. So, and they were just digital, so I just had them in my email and I actually just put them in the thing today. So I am good with Game Pass, and I probably paid for 3 of the 6 months. The next 6 months of Game Pass, so I'm good there, and I'm going to be playing some EA Play. Chilla, what'd you end up getting on Black Friday? What got you?
I actually picked up Avengers. I didn't own it before, and it was like $23. It was ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
So I actually picked that up, and I jumped right into it, and then got sucked in and have been trying to squeeze every moment that I can to then escape and play that.
I want to say I did not officially not acquire a game. I said okay, so technically, I had a $10 credit on Stadia that's been sitting there for months. Okay, and finally I found something that was around about $10. I found Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse 2. Which is weird because it's the only one they have, and there's a third one that came out. This is a game from 2016. It was $8 on Stadia. I had a $10 credit. Yeah. So
you got $2 left.
So guess what I was playing at 1 a.m. last night. So there's that. And also our Stadia controllers. We have one here at the office, and we have one in the one at home, so we can Stadia everywhere. Anyways, enough of that. But EA Play, so this has been, so again, this is included if you have at least the $10 version of Game Pass. I, of course, have the Ultimate Edition, which includes XCloud and the PC version that I hardly use because I only have PCs that can play games. But I have the XCloud that's rolling out, currently. But this is nice. If you want EA Play by yourself on the Xbox, apparently it's only $5 a month, which I didn't realize for what it had. I was like, oh, what EA do I want to pay $5 a month to go experience, right? Turns out a lot. I downloaded, first of all, I've been playing a lot of Jedi Fallen Order.
It's such a good game. Such a good game.
That first sequence getting off the planet, I don't want to spoil anything, but it was one of the most fun gaming experiences. Then it slows down a lot, it seems. So
it's still good though. I really enjoyed that game.
So that's part of that. For if you have Game Pass, want to pay $5 a month for just EA Play or something like that. It's been a while. I didn't realize how many Need for Speed games came out. I was playing Need for Speed Heat, which I believe is the most recent one. I think there's a remaster of Hot Pursuit that might have just come out. But it looks like typically anything that's about a year old is going to be on the service, right? So I've been playing Jedi Fallen Order, having a lot of fun with that, having a blast playing Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2. It is so much fun. It's just online battles with Star Wars, and you pick a side, and depending where you're at, like your collection of characters is the era of whatever that thing is. So you'll end up on, I was the one playing Felucia or something with the giant flowers, so you're like the battle droids or you're the clones, and then as you level up on points in the game, in that session, you can come back as Darth Maul or Obi-Wan or Count Dooku or anything in between there, right? So it's kind of like if you're, it reminds me of Call of Duty as you level up, and there's like, hey, you got the missile that blows everybody up and stuff like that, right? So that was a lot of fun. And I think it's from the same developer that does Battlefield. And I can never really get into Battlefield itself, but those are part of it. Also, a fun part of it is as part of EA Play, you get special trials. So, and Chilla, I know you've been playing Squadrons. So I downloaded Squadrons. And it lets you play. I mean, it's kind of a sequence of the first section of the game. You play a little bit as the TIE fighters, a little bit as the X-wings in this sequence. But after that, you have up to 10 hours. It doesn't let you further into the story, but it lets you go on with like training and multiplayer actually. So that's open to you as part of this, at least for a limited thing. And I can't imagine playing a lot more than 10 hours on that thing as part of it. But and of course it's got like, I don't know, the last like 5 Maddens and NHLs and FIFAs and who knows what else. Like I said, like 4 Need for Speed games, a ton of the Battlefield games. Even going back, there's a bunch of stuff listed for Xbox 360 that's part of it. So definitely a pretty cool lineup they have going on there. And it mostly works out. I got a little weird with the trial, but it mostly just integrates with your Game Pass app that I use to install games onto the Xbox. So it's a nice addition, a nice little value add to something that I think has already been a great service. So Krause, you've been a Game Pass guy, right?
Yeah, I'm still a Game Pass guy. I have a question, and I actually had a story about this later, a little further down. Mm-hmm. They released a new set of coming soon, and what I thought was interesting is they're now actually tagging games that are available for Android. Oh. And while yes, I am an iOS user now, I have an iPhone, I still have access to Android devices, so I really don't count myself as one of these people. But for those folks like you, Sorg, who are Game Pass subscribers, mm-hmm. Does it bother you at all that that iOS is essentially keeping you from this part of Game Pass?
Yes, but I know that's going to change very shortly. Krause, I don't know if you can tell, but if yes, they're keeping me from this part of Game Pass, and I do happen, of course, to have that Samsung phone, and actually the gaming kind of works on this Nexus over there. I was trying to get it going a little bit, but I also want to point out that I do have on the bottom row, remember, I have, okay, there's Among Us, I need to play more of that. I have an Xbox app, an GeForce Now app, and a Stadia app. Of course, it's the workaround that we've talked about. So I'm not without gaming on my phone right now. And
Well,
Xbox.
yeah, I understand that, but if that was your only gaming service that you were willing to pay for, you know what I mean? Like you're a special
Yes.
case because you have so many other options.
But also remember, while I love the XCloud, I can also I mentioned that app for a reason. I can also play
Yeah.
my Xbox remotely wherever I'm at.
Oh, right. Okay, the remote app.
Presuming
so
I have to. And here's a
that'll
fun
work.
thing. Here's a fun. And I think I might have mentioned this on the show. My internet is, for some reason, I put it where the old studio was, not thinking I'm not using that studio space anymore. When previously it was up top,
Right.
and I was bringing internet down to my studio, and that was a headache. Now it's in the studio space where there is nothing but storage.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in my bedroom on the top floor trying to play this, and it doesn't work so well. You know what does work? I turn off my Wi-Fi, and I have about 3 out of 4 bars on my cell service
Okay.
playing Stadia, playing GeForce
Okay.
Now without a lot of problems.
Okay.
So that's kind of nice. And kind of really impressive. Obviously, if you have an unlimited plan or something. I think I'm on track for 150 gigs this month, guys. That traveling really did me in. Look at that applause over there. That is a badge of honor. That's a good thing I'm not on Comcast. Anyway, no. So you're mentioning
Yeah, how about that?
so you're mentioning the Android. When it says Android, we're talking about the XCloud.
Yes, right. They're
version of
talking
it.
about it's available to play.
Yes,
But they're actually announcing that now, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Mhm.
If you click the link, the article link there,
Yeah, we have
Sorg, you'll see the little tags they put above it about Android and console and
And
things like that.
I am
Not every game. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm excited and pissed because Control is on here, which I was playing on Luna. I did not continue my subscription with Luna, but I'll just start over on Xbox. I also just purchased Gang Beasts because it was on sale on PC. Son of a bitch, and it's coming up on here.
Well, they got you.
They got me. Damn it.
The xCloud is only certain games, right? Versus remote play is anything installed on the device, right?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's
Right.
the thing that got me about xCloud though is it's weird that it's only a subset of games, and I realize they have obviously virtualized it, and there's a lot to do there.
And they're early. And remember, they're
Yeah.
early. And this is the thing that gets me is what happens when I imagine there is a pipe dream day where everything that's on their digital store will be xCloud. So like I can't go play what's a game that I own? Rise of the Tomb Raider I've purchased, or Assassin's Creed actually. Any of the Assassin's Creeds, which like half of them I got off of gold, right? And I have them all through the digital store. Can't play any of them on xCloud. Right now, it's remember Netflix when we had that limited thing when we were just kind of onboarding content when we were still getting DVDs in the mail. That's the state we're at now with xCloud.
Maybe they should be able to send you a DVD in the mail so you can play remote.
There you go.
The partnership, yeah, that GameFly partnership apparently. So, also part of this, because I'm noticing the one game, and I know I've seen it listed. They're having a couple games pop up, and you can actually preload games. Well, they did this before, but it's in the app. You're seeing it, like they did it with Minecraft, the Dungeons game that before. But like Call of the Sea, I know is one that I saw on there. It looks like it's some kind of adventure game. So you can download it, and as soon as it like kicks on whatever day this pops up, like you're like, okay, let's go play that game. I don't have to bother downloading it. Just like when you kind of pre-purchase the game too. So. No, it's like I say, it's flushing out. There was an announcement about the Xbox app is probably coming to Samsung TVs and things like that. So Katie, you might be able to download, subscribe, and download on your and play. I don't know, Doom with us or something. So I don't.
What would be interesting on that one is, could you add? I feel like there's going to be some kind of rule. Maybe there won't be. Like, what prevents me from just adding Dudders as a kid on my account?
I don't
right?
know. I honestly don't know. Because do you have to have a family plan with the Game Pass? Because I haven't put Missy hasn't played anything that isn't like on the console. So is there a thing for her to log in and be able to do it, or anything like that?
It was like when I added Christopher as a child under my parent account.
Mm-hmm.
He's entitled to every game I own.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so I just need, and that's no additional game passing like family plan or anything. That's your general thing, right?
That's your general, and he can go across platform with that too, because like he logs in with that same account on Minecraft on the iPad.
All right,
So-
then I'm adding my wife. I'll add Katie as a child.
I want to be a Chilla heir.
A Chilla air. There you go. There you go. We're kind of gaming, but I mean, you know, it's you know, how are they supposed to check?
The other trick that you used to be able to do, Krause, and I don't know if you can still do it, is if two people had Xboxes,
it works.
you said it still works.
It works.
So what you do
Oh.
is so on your Xbox there's this Xbox is in my house or something like that. It's like the home Xbox.
Mhm.
And what you do is you log into your Xbox, and then you have your friend log into your Xbox, two completely separate accounts. They set their account as the primary on that Xbox, but then leave it at your house, and then you set it on the primary Xbox in their house. And then your guests on each other's account, like your guests on the Xbox, even though you're the primary account owner in that house, and then that Xbox has every piece of content that both people have purchased.
Has access to all the content. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a fun crossover.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But anyways, enough about Xbox for the moment. I think we've hacked it enough for this week. So, anyways, hey, you know, we are here at Sorgatron Media, and full of cheese and pepperoni and ready to podcast. Our friend Slice on Broadway supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. 3 locations: Beachview, Carnegie, East End, and also check out Tim's Corner Market up there too. It's great to see a lot of light, especially on these dreary, snowy days when you go down there to pick up your pizza. But yeah, they're right down there at the Shiras. Somebody in the neighborhood is going to shoot me for saying it that way, I'm sure. I don't know what the actual name of it, pronunciation is. Shiras stop down there. If you're on the T, hop off, get yourself some pizza. Our friends at Slice on Broadway right up the street from the studio. Our good friends already wishing me a Merry Christmas, because I think I'm not going to see one of them for a while for vacations or whatever not. So always see those guys. Always a highlight to hop in there and say hi to everybody. Thanking them for supporting the show at Slice on Broadway. All right, we have some submissions from our friends on the AwesomeCast Facebook group. Dave Podnar actually put a couple of things in here this week. First of all, Katie, I want to get your take on the relaunch of Twitter check marks.
Super. I haven't seen the criteria. I haven't looked at this yet, but yay and boo? I don't know.
I know it kind of got weird towards the end there, didn't it? Because it seemed like I was seeing accounts where people were like, "Hey, I attended this Twitter kind of influencer event, you know, and everybody there got a check mark because they arrived."
Yeah.
You know, things like that. That kind of broke things down a little bit, didn't it? For what it was good.
And it's a lot of like folks that I don't know how to say, like, a nice way to say this, like, not so great leaders, got leaders of some hate groups got verified because they made it through the process.
Hey,
and
they were experts in their field.
Yeah.
So I guess.
But it's just like,
Yeah,
but then
yeah.
there's folks that should be verified
Yeah.
that are doing better work. I don't know how to put it.
Well, okay.
But-
So some of the drafts on here. Let's touch on this when we're talking about better work. Let's put something behind this. Activist organizers, other influential individuals, and this is from the company itself. The draft for this. Outside the professional categories defined above, people who are using Twitter effectively to bring awareness, share information, and galvanize community members around a cause. to bring about socio-economic, political, and cultural change, and to otherwise foster community may be verified. If you've been getting a lot of this information has been disputed over the last couple of months, you're probably not getting a check mark. So it's more than just this is the actual person. This is also Twitter saying this is an actual person that shouldn't be doing you any harm, correct? Am I interpreting that right?
It sounds like it. Like, it sounds like they're trying to give it, I don't know, trying to bring awareness, share information, galvanize community members. So, like, good things, hopefully. But I don't know. Twitter, you can't really. Also, I can't really trust Twitter.
No. Well, they're obviously dealing with a problem, right? That, like, for what their platform's been used for the last 4 years, right? And it sounds like they're trying to look forward. Once somebody is off there that they haven't been able to deal with in a couple months, or I guess about a month and a half, things are going to change, and they're kind of setting the groundwork for that, it seems. So it seems like they've put up with a certain bad actor for a while, socially, and they're kind of setting up for that. So I don't know. They're doing something. It's a better idea than fleets. I'll go with that right now. So, Chilla, Krause, are you feeling confident about the new about the check marks coming back under these new pretenses?
I'm just wondering, since news is one, can AwesomeCast get verified? Can Sorg get verified? And entertainment, can you get your
somebody recently stated to me after a personal rant, we are the media company. We are the media with what we do here, I guess, to a certain respect. So as soon as I see the application process open, I'll submit. I mean, we definitely do some social. I mean, probably not quite as much as we were a bit ago, but we definitely do this kind of social justice kind of work around here.
Hey, tech news is real news.
Tech news, nothing against tech news or anything, but I didn't say it wasn't real news. I just said, I was just thinking about the social justice side of things, and the other social something big word they just said. We'll see how that pans out, and of course, some jackass is going to get through the system, like we've seen before. I mean. Everything is if a check mark is going to give you weight to your Twitter account, somebody's going to game it. It is inevitable. Hey, this thing that helps me as a small business get in front of a lot of eyeballs on Facebook, somebody's going to game it and ruin it for everybody. This is great for a period of time while it's undervalued, and then once it's valued, certain people will come at it and game it. It's been the same cycle for, I'll say the last 20 years, but forever. But we've seen this on these platforms.
And now I just feel really bad for all the social media managers who are going to have companies and small businesses come to them and go, I need to be verified on Twitter. How do you make that happen?
Oh, that's already happened. That's been happening for years.
Oh, yeah. But now they're going to be like, it's open again.
Yeah. Now they're like, I heard, where's my check mark? I heard it's back.
Yeah.
I don't know whose boss that is, but maybe that's how
many Twitter followers do I have to buy to get in on this?
Is that what I sound like when I'm talking to you guys in the Slack? Podnar is also excited about another story over a 9to5 Mac as well. Apple's Fitness Plus instructors tease upcoming service as late 2020 launch nears. It is a very late 2020, guys. I actually am interested in this. I kind of want to see what this is like, because I don't have one of those cool mirrors that talk to me, or at least like that anybody else can see. Chilla, you were saying something?
Well, late 2020, you're right, but I mean, even today, they finally just launched ordering of the MagSafe Duo charger. I have a feeling like we're going to get stuff from them like all the way up, pretty much like up until the last week before Christmas. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if we do see that. The only thing I thought was odd about Fitness, and correct me if I'm wrong, I guess there's a way to get it separately. When I looked at the one plans, like you had to be on the top tier one plan
Yes.
to get the fitness piece,
Yes.
which I thought was odd. Like, why wouldn't they have that at a lower tier?
Well, it's all right because it's a $10 a month plan.
Yeah, but so's music.
Okay. And so is the tier of iCloud.
Yeah, I mean, so and so I just thought it was I wish they would do like a McDonald's pick 2 or McDonald's pick 3.
I don't like this configuration. I do really chilly. You realize I want to pick this thing up, and I'm like, I don't need Apple Music. I have YouTube Music that gives me like Stadia controllers and Chromecasts and a Google Home twice a year. You know.
Right, and I guess that's my point. Is like I feel like you have to buy out the top tier.
You do.
Like, and not to be rude, I don't want news. Can you knock $3 off if I don't want news?
Listen, man. You know, I have I talked about news on here since I picked up.
I use
trial?
news, but I'm not a subscriber.
I use news, so I am on a trial for it. And the thing I love, I have been a subscriber to. We have a stack of Wired magazines over here I've never read, and so. Right over there, and because they're just like, oh, there's a lot of words. But the greatest thing I love, you know, what's great when you have a magazine subscription and you're like, well, there's not a lot of pictures and there's a lot of words. I don't have time for this. Have it read to you professionally. That's my deal now. That's what I've been doing for the last month, Chilla. It's been great.
Is it in Siri's voice, or is it like how does that work?
No. They have voice actors that
they have voice actors.
Yeah, they have voice actors. I've listened to let's look at the stuff I've listened to. These are not articles I would have sat down, but in the form of podcasts. Usually it's stuff about COVID. They actually have a daily thing that's like a nice 10-minute like kind of thing. The voice actors are almost too good. Okay, I need some NPR vocal fry on this thing, right? These guys are way too professional. Let's see. I'm trying to find something that's not political. But they're Wall Street Journal covering doing a profile on Trevor Noah. Like I learned stuff about his background I never knew. There was somebody else I followed too that was really impressive. AOC, I follow some background on her. That I think Vanity Fair. I'm not reading Vanity Fair, but the article kind of fit in and it was actually really interesting. Let's see, the case for politicizing science in a pandemic, actually very interesting. That was from the New Atlantis. You think I'm reading that? Some Popular 9 Scientific American. That scares me as a name, but here I am reading this kind of stuff. So, so I mean, again, it's magazine fare and everything, but new issue of National Geographic. Those do have nice pictures.
So they're paying people to essentially read the article to you.
Yes.
And
I
wonder what that costs. I wonder if there's money to be made there.
And it's I mean, it's typically paywalled sites, right? Yeah. So you're not only getting someone to read it to you professionally, you're getting news from sites that are typically paywalled.
Well, it's the magazines themselves. We're talking the articles from the magazines. If you flip through that issue of Wired, and I would say, do it later in the month when they've had time to process some of these, you'll see at the top, do you want to listen to this? And you can add it to your list. So, like, you can just flip through. Well, like that looks like.
But you have to have a subscription to the service.
Yeah, just like reading an actual Wired magazine versus content from Wired from the website that you can get for free. You'll get the magazines, but you also get this audio component as well. Think of it as the was it Apple One radio station that you get on. Although that's free, isn't it? So. Never mind, that's a bad example. Oh, but there's some other curated stuff they're doing there that I think is under subscription. But it's a lot. It's definitely overboard in some of the things. But I mean, they're super professional reads of these things, and not by the authors or anything like that. I think everything is being produced by Apple itself. So like somewhere there's an Apple production studio just kicking these out. So right next door to whatever his face is that it's on Apple One. But did we cover the article? Yes, we did, because we just like there's apparently a fitness studio where they're filming all this content for Fitness Plus. Holy crap! Also, I saw there's a treadmill one on there. I can finally figure out how to use my treadmill. I've been using it, but just going for strolls and watching Avatar. Katie, which one of your stories you want to hit up here?
Did you see that Salesforce bought Slack?
So
Dun, dun.
so do I need to move off Slack, or they're going to make me
For
pay
a
for
lot of money.
27.77 billion.
I'm just gonna say I've seen recent banks acquire other banks for less than half that money.
Jeez.
Wow. Salesforce has a tower in San Francisco, I believe. Is that the pointy one?
Have you seen? But yeah, Google real quick. Salesforce headquarters lobby.
What?
Google Salesforce headquarters, like HQ lobby. And
Now we're all
look
like,
at the first YouTube video.
Working on it. This is us all searching.
Yes.
Unveils amazing lobby video with a wall display. What is this about? This is somebody's. All right, whoa! So that's a wall display showing a waterfall. That's again.
And they can change that too. Like it can be a bunch of different things, but
wow.
if you, I mean, their lobby is just amazing.
That is crazy.
That's
Salesforce.
unreal.
Again, no. So like Salesforce video wall in the lobby. Oh, there's this whole video about it where they're talking about it. This is on another website. I think it's in English. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have some money.
I'd say they do. I'd say
how many pixels is that thing? Holy heck!
It would have to be multiple displays.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
I don't see any seams though. It's crazy.
The compression isn't even keeping up with it when I watch it. So, oh wait, and here they are in the editing. Like you can see them kind of playing with it. So, that is nuts. I gotta pee now.
It's 107 feet long.
Jeez. Well, okay, so they bought Slack.
Yeah,
so these guys.
Yeah, they bought it for a lot of money, and essentially it's just to compete. Well, it's partially to compete with Microsoft's. What is that called?
Teams.
Teams? There we go. I knew there was a word.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to integrate Slack like.
I work with a very old school corporate client that definitely has everything Microsoft, whether they like it or not. So, and Teams is part of that package. Thankfully, they're not trying to do like Skype meetings because, damn it, Teams is a lot easier to use than Skype. That's for sure. So, actually, yeah, kind of smooth. I don't mind Teams whenever I see it come through. It's just like kind of what platform are we on? And Zoom still crashes my MacBook. I don't get it.
Since we're talking about Teams, did you see they're going to get CarPlay support?
What?
What the hell? Well, actually, like Zoom's had that, but
I just don't understand it. But they're getting CarPlay support. I put a link in the show notes.
Jeez.
So as odd as it sounds, that I appreciate that because I can tell you that at work, I have had to text people the phone number with the commas and everything else in it so they can tap to dial in.
Oh, okay.
And the ability to just on CarPlay tap an app and tap join conference. I mean, obviously you're not going to get the video, or you probably aren't even going to get the screen share because
I hope
want you looking off the road.
God, I hope not. But if you're one of those people that like
if you're a road warrior, I guess.
Yeah, like I got to be
on this call. The ability to just tap to dial, I think, just like I no longer, and maybe I'm weird. Text messaging at home, all keyboard, all thumb taps, whatever. In the car, all voice, all like everything in my car, I do with my voice.
Right.
Like I don't even look at the clock. Like what time I hit the button on the dash or on the steering wheel and say, what time is it? Like,
hey Siri, what's
the weather going to be like? Like,
yeah.
Like,
no, don't actually tell me the time.
Text Carla.
Sorry, I woke her up on like two devices. Yep. But no, now she's mad. Now
No.
she's mad. Yes, I know it's 8 p.m. Which means we need to wrap up the show, apparently.
Oh yeah, we do. I'll be
She's
in
like,
trouble.
by the way,
But the Siri's are the new producer of this show. So Siri, take a note here. Anyways, so no, okay. Let me double check if there's anything else. Okay, do you want to close out here? Do you want the creepy story or the happy story, or the other video game creepy story? Let's go with the happy
I'm half
story.
tempted to know what the creepy story is.
yeah, me too.
Okay, we'll do a little bit of both. We'll do creepy story 1, and then we'll go with the happy story of some sort. Opening in Apple News. So remember the robot dogs? Remember the Boston Dynamics Robo Dogs? Right?
They used them in X-Files.
Did we? What? They used them in X-Files?
Yeah, like when they redid X-Files like a year ago
Really?
or 2 years ago,
Really? I
when they
watched
came
this
back
stuff.
for like a short stint,
There might be
there
an
was a
episode.
whole
there might-
AI.
There might be
episode.
an episode of Black Mirror that really helps creep these guys out. Well, they're working on BP oil rigs, or they will be, I think. So this is so I'm familiar with this concept. If you've seen our sizzle reel for Sidekick Media Services, we did a project showcasing video of a drone that will actually do the telemetry and like check work sites, right? So apparently on the oil rigs, they would have a person just walk the entire oil rig just to make sure everything's cool, more or less, right? It's a lot of man hours. It's a lot of foot hours. That's a lot of somebody walking around in an oil rig that God knows what can happen, right? Also weird, seeing several oil rigs off the coast of the Pacific. Really strange. We saw like 5 of them in a row where we pulled off one point. But anyways, so now the dogs will do it, and the dogs will not only like do the reconnaissance just to make sure everything's cool. They got the cameras. They're going to check in on everything that they need to, remote controlled. But also the fact that they have appendages and are able to do things. They can actually like close doors and things that have been left open. So, or turn this knob, kind of thing. A quote from the article here on, what is it? PC Mag actually was posting this. Several hours a day, several operators will work facilities, read gauges. Yes. Listen for noise that doesn't sound right. Look out the horizon for anomalies, boats. They may not be caught on radar. Look for sheens. What we're doing with Spot is really trying to replicate that observation piece. So it is a replacing of people, but it's a very rudimentary kind of task as well. So there you go. The bots are out there. So, and I think you guys can still buy one for $74,000 if you'd like to.
Only.
That's it.
Only.
They should do a BOGO.
They make welcome. They make fine stocking stuffers.
After I buy Slack it back from, I'll buy a few of those.
You can buy several RoboDogs for the price of Slack. Several. You can get your own army of them.
You could have an army of RoboDogs.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
What you pay?
To start your own. Yes. Well, on that point, because the next show is starting to text me already. Guys, Crazy Krause, Ron Krause, thank you so much for coming back and talking video games and posing questions if Microsoft's pissing me off with video games.
Thanks.
And the answer is no.
Well, not yet, at least, right?
Not yet, at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's I think it's a fantastic ecosystem to be in right now for the video games. So,
I agree.
and I'm not even thinking about a rig.
Now, if I can only get an Xbox One X series or
see?
whatever the heck the new
I
one's called.
got my old school hardware, and apparently I'm just gonna get it in my next TV.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need. That's all you need. I got FiOS, baby. No cap over here.
No cap.
But you can buy the Microsoft ugly sweaters this year.
What?
3 to choose from.
What 3 to choose?
I'll cover that next week because I thought it was pretty hysterical. I didn't find it till late.
I'm looking.
today, though.
I need to look that
Oh,
up.
what a tease! What a tease!
Better bring that in.
Tune in next week.
Okay.
Cliffhanger.
We need to do more of this. Katie, We will be seeing your cat butts on Instagram.
Of course. Kate Marie PGH and Kate Utters on the Twitter.
All I see are Baby Yoda ones. Or what's his name now? What did they call him now?
Grogu.
Grogu, thank you.
Grogu.
Somebody sent something. There it is. Anyway, jeez, I just saw the thing. Wait, they made him with MS Paint? Oh, God. And John Chichilla, he is the connoisseur of ugly sweaters.
And MS Paint.
And MS Paint. You're going to be fighting Chachi for that title.
And Chilla on the Twitters.
Chilla on the Twitters. Thank you guys so much hanging out with us, having some fun. Please share the show if you like what's going on, and with the tweets or wherever, or tell your friends about it, or tell us what you like about the show. Tell us if you like it, if Chilla's gonna bait you with ugly sweaters like that. We'll see you guys next time. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.